Can you explain which yield needs to be listed depending if the bond is at par or discount? Yeah, I can. This is very testable. This is called yield to worst. Yield to worst. Now, when we buy a bond at a discount or par, we would quote to yield to maturity. The fancy word for that is basis. If you buy a bond at a premium, very, very testable. So, Cameron, the reason the bond is at a premium is because interest rates have gone down. And one of the risks in a declining interest rate environment is call risk, that the issuer is going to call the bonds away from me because they'd like to replace the high cost debt, the high coupon they're paying me, with a lower coupon. Now, what prevents them from doing that is when they issue the bond, say, we're going to give you some call protection, Dean. We're not going to call it for X number of years. And if we do, we'll give you a prepayment kind of a penalty. So the very testable issue is the effective yield you're most likely to receive on a bond at a premium is yield to call. And MSRB rules require that be on the confirmation if it's a muni bond, for example. And again, it would be yield to maturity if it's a bond at a discount par, because if it gets called, you're going to make the highest yield you could expect, right? Because if it's a discount, interest rates are up. So for that to get called, oh my God, interest rate have to go the other way. That's called the teeter-totter, right? The teeter-totter, right? When interest rates go up, bond prices go down. When interest rates go down, bond prices go up, right? So very, very testable. Cameron, I have a whole video on that. I'll link in the video description on the teeter-totter seesaw. And sometimes I get bond geeks who don't like my teeter-totter or seesaw. They go, it thinks it's oversimplification. I go, that's what I love about it. It turns judgment questions into aim and shoot point click. One more point, Cameron. People get upset with this, but distractors are the technical name for wrong answers. And as a test writer, I'm allowed to use correct answers as distractors and still mark you wrong. In other words, I can have two right answers in that answer set and still mark you wrong if you don't come up with the best answer. So let's say you are not RTFQing and you are not RTFAing. You're not reading the full question and you're not reading the full answer set. And Cameron, I tell you the bond is at a premium. And choice A says you should quote yield to maturity, yield to call, whichever is lower. Choice D says you should quote yield to call. And if you answer A, I'm going to mark you wrong. I'm going to mark you wrong because I'm going to say, Cameron, you know it's yield to call because I told you in the question it's a bond at a premium. Now, if it doesn't tell you that the bond's at a par, discount, or premium, then the A choice would be correct, right? So you just got to be a little careful on some of those. There you go.